Hello and welcome to another modelling video. This is Alan from the Makona Man at YouTube with another model video. Today, unboxing, building and reviewing the Zvezda 172nd Tiger 1 early production. Box art, decals and reference material depicting Battle of Kursk Tiger 931. An infamous vehicle with a lot of history that is very well documented in video and film. Box contains two tan styrene runners, also an independent sliding molded hull, all snap fit, all neatly injection molded with crisp detail and no imperfections, black track runners of an unknown material, water slide decals, large very detailed instruction book in many languages. Instruction panels are easy to follow in an isometric view, non-cluttered, two painted reference schemes with colour guide. I'll be building this with standard beginner-friendly tools, removing parts from the runners using the 2-cut method and then trimming, sanding the nubs. Even though it's a snap kit, I'm choosing to cement the parts together with a homebrew plastic cement to prevent parts falling off later, though the fit is very good. The assembly joins are excellently laid out. Parts are flush with no visible seams or where they would appear how the original item would have been manufactured. Detail is suitable with scribed and raised panels. Very pronounced rivets that would take to hand painting and airbrushing nicely. The start of the build eases you into it with the rear hull cover and exhausts, followed by a very unique take on running wheels, tank tracks and suspension, with interlocking rings in the rubber tracks in between the wheels. At first this looks genius and very easy to pull off, with no glue, alignment issues or individual interconnecting links or a rubber band that does not sag. Each step is stretched out among a number of panels in the instructions, laying on more and more rows of wheels in the layers. Disaster strikes as I like to adhere everything and don't want it to fall apart later on. Applying super glue, it siphoned everything immediately and just disintegrated in individual pieces, absolutely ruining the model. It was injection molded more than 10 years ago and could have aged and fatigued. I cut the parts in individual or groups of links and glued them on later anyway. Getting through this and admiring the cool detail in the top hull vents, the two parts were sandwiched together, skipping a step and then adding all the detail after its assembly. This blended glue I made has way too much white pigment which is bled all over the place but will not come out through paint or primer. Moving to the turret, I did a bit of work on the cannon by drilling out the top for a cannon hole and then using a scraping tool to remove the seams on both half, not sanding and not flattening the barrel. Funnily enough, the tool and kit were both made in Russia by different manufacturers. The turret is also very well designed and assembles quite easily with supposed articulation of the barrel going up and down. I glued this in place as I don't want it sagging later. A few detail panels go here and there. Then the turret interlocks into the hull with a bayonet connector, also gluing that into place, leaving everything in a really ugly hot mess of white blobs. However, the detail, proportion and scale is very appropriate and ideal to the source material. Digging out a collection of colours and hobby paints, all lacquer thinned with automotive lacquer thinner to a very thin water viscosity, or over thin to most standards. Instead of historical colour matching, I've just eyeballed it off the box art, starting with a warm flesh blending into a desert sand colour and a highlight. First, wet coating a base coat with a Gallier 0.5 airbrush. Construction faults and excess glue didn't pop out after all, which is good. After both sides is coloured, I moved to the desert yellow and with gradient lighting highlighted to the bottom to midpoint, flipping it to its side and saturating the top of the turret and hull. This is done with my 0.3mm Badger knockoff. Finishing with the lightest desert colour from my Desert Gradient pack by Mr. Hobby. And this is just highlighting and lining edges along the wheels and lightly dusting on the very top of the turret and hull. Finally, with a chocolate earthy German brown. My foreign pronunciation is horrid and won't butcher the name. Over-thinning that too and practicing a very fine line on practice surfaces and paper. I did the squiggly lines from instruction reference of Tiger 931. I did comedically deviate somewhere on top and created a phallic shape. Allowing that to dry, I chopped up the water slide decals, prepared a small tray, and soaked them for approximately 30 seconds to a minute, where they immediately released and was very easy to apply. The decal skin is fairly thick and didn't tear too easily or disintegrate in the water. Very sharply printed and of very decent quality. After application and dabbing the moisture off, I sealed it all in with an acrylic gloss top coat. Cough floor polish because it's low sheen and I really like it. Set and fixative wasn't needed. The next session I started the hand painting process of the rust of the exhausts, black rubber trim at the edges of tyres, homemade mixed oxidized steel for the tank tracks, and your normal wood, silvers and gunmetal for all the neat stowage. A session after that, mixed some Tamiya accent colour with gum turpentine and sludge washed the whole thing to neaten up some of the colour separated parts and panels, giving more definition and shadowing. Lacking a bit of edge, I highlighted the corners with a weathering makeup pencil. With a final few days for full chemical hardening and curing, the final coat was a lacquer matte clear, also home brewed, dusted on in a few coats to dull any glossiness and inconsistencies in finish to a dull weathered armour look. Concluding the build and painting stage. Construction was done over 3 sessions, maybe 2 hours. Painting weathering session, 4 sessions, maybe about the same time or less. At a quick glance, with the warmth of the colours, neat gradients of the shading and camouflage, and subtle grittiness of the weathering pencil work, it looks pretty good. Beneath the luster of the immediate look, there is definitely a lot of problematic issues. Old modelers sometimes to semi-frequently make bad models. I smudged the side section and terribly touched it up. The unevenness and pointy aspects of some of the tracks does really bother me, and a touch of some sloppy paintwork. Otherwise, it's not a showstopper, just a quick piece, and I'm very happy to just fill the shelf with my larger collection of a quickie mental build. Or maybe this is cope and I shouldn't have shared it. Well, wrong. Sharing should always be free and open on the internet, even if you make mistakes, even if you make bad art. I'm a channel that shares everything, and there's a few aspects I've learned, other techniques that I've improved upon, and I've documented and showcased a few helpful things in this video that's not bad as a reference or resource. Otherwise, a very cool model, and I do recommend it as long as you take a different approach on the tracks. If I was to do it again, aftermarket or 3D printed. It's pretty cheap, and I do recommend the rest of it regardless. This concludes the video and build. We've reached the 8-minute monetization point. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, until next time, stay tuned for further content, and we'll catch you guys next time. Make sure to check the description section for social media links and references to the build and subject matter. We will catch you guys next time. See ya!